Hi, I'm Vila Loukas here with Julia Tiffin, and we are talking about finding the right rhythms for you and the ongoing work, the ongoing path of progression in the mystery school tradition. So, Julia, you've been at this for a long time,
Uh,
17 years.
17 years.
Yeah, so you have a lot of direct experience on this topic. So, what do you find is most important for people as they're navigating this path, coming onto it as new initiates, or maybe even people who've been on the path for a while, but are realizing, like, oh, you know what, it's time for me to really, get more on a roll, especially right now on the planet. There's so much that's shifting and changing that things are becoming a lot more intense, and people are shifting what they understand to be important.
They're shifting their priorities, and this needed to happen to shift priorities where we invest our time, where we invest our money, where we invest our focus. Now, the thing is that the true nature of our soul, and in the soul, it holds the keys to our joy. And the true nature of our soul is movement. In other words, it wants to keep moving forwards. It's not a backwards movement, it's a forwards movement. So, Empower Thyself is a massive coming of age, if you want to think of it like that, process people go through. It's like it gives you the authority, the tools, the potency to create the life that you want to live. But once you've gone through that gateway, there are going to be more things you want to move through and shift out of the way as you keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And we need assistance on that, whether it's a session or more training to keep moving us forwards.
Yeah. And one of the things I love about the intelligence of this work is it really is, you really do kind of hit a point where you just know, like, oh, it's time. Like, I need something. Maybe it's a cord cutting. Maybe it's like you find yourself just mired in just like, oh, I'm so kind of enmeshed with a situation or with a person, and I just can't find myself. I can't find clarity because I'm just got all this stuff going on, right? So it's like, oh, I need a cord cutting. Great. You come in, you get one, and then you're on to that next phase of whatever is after, that piece that was caught, that was helping you understand something important about yourself. And that's really what that rhythm that you find in the work that you receive is that you're learning and you're growing, and then there's certain times where it's like, oh, it's time to get that next boost, that next support to reach the next chapter that I'm opening up for myself.
It's like the initiation and activation opens the floodgates in your life, the floodgates of flow and possibilities. So suddenly you were perhaps in a starving river which had little water and little flow, and suddenly there's water, there's flow, your life is flowing, you're surfing down this amazing river, and things are starting to make sense and open up and move you forwards. And then sometime down that river, and that's where it's different for each person, you reach some rapids, you reach some rocks that are kind of going to create obstacles in your way to keep moving forwards. And that's where an intervention like a particular healing session or even some training to shift some concepts in your mind can help to move those rocks and those things that are creating obstacles. Perhaps it's even a tree that's fallen across your path, not literally but energetically, and you need to move it out the way. But the flow is great, it's opened up, and yet as we move down we realize, oh, hang on, I need to move more things out, and that happens differently for everyone. That's the rhythms you were speaking about, Vila. We have different rhythms, and we need different tools to move those obstacles out the way. But the need for ongoing work, it's there. We just have to find the right tool or the right training to do that.
Well, yeah, and I spoke about the intelligence of the path itself. There's also, an incredible intelligence in the pathway of the soul, right? This journey of know thyself. It's like your higher self, your soul is bringing to you, those rocks, those obstacles. It's like, okay, now it's time for you to master this piece, to learn what it means to overcome this, or to engage this challenge, or to face this kind of fear. And so, in your life, your soul is going to bring to you those challenge points, those life lessons, so that you can master them and move into that next phase. And that is where that next session or that next training is going to help you overcome that hump, right? Get past that obstacle
Exactly.
point and master
Exactly.
that piece.
And also it gives you a yardstick, um when you move from point A to point B, you can actually measure, oh my goodness, I've moved a distance. And when we embrace this need to keep moving forward and to keep trying new tools and new sessions, we actually can look back more easily and go, oh wow, I've moved further away from where I was. And once you see the value in what that movement has done for you, because you're going to measure it in joy, you're going to measure it in the fruits of your life, in the quality of your inner life, how you think, how you process information, how you feel about things around you. And the more you progress, the more you can see, oh my goodness, I really can move forward. Super key, it brings you hope that there is so much more for you. It opens up more and more doorways for that potential you can kind of sense that's within you. And it really builds faith. It builds faith when you need to make crazy leaps of faith, when your soul is saying, do this next thing, even though it's crazy. So progression really creates strength, incredible strength in us to keep moving forward and to keep moving towards joy.
Well, and what I love about what you just described is that it really becomes a way of life. And that the value that you were talking about and where we started this conversation around priorities, when you realize that the quality of your life, that joy, that fulfillment really comes from how much are you engaging the process of know thyself. How much are you accessing that flow of light within you and
Mhm.
applying it in your life? If you're holding back, if you're kind of boxed in, your capacity for joy and fulfillment is going to be so much less. And that's what activation initiation does, is it opens up that realm of possibility for how you can engage. And so prioritizing what is the next thing I need to continue that opening up, to continue that flow moving through. And not just for me, but for the rest of the people in my life too. Because when we make those shifts and changes for ourselves, it impacts everybody around us.
We open the flow for those around us. We allow that flow to flow to just more than just our own lives. It's amazing.
So much indeed. So lots more we can say on this topic, but first and foremost, what we want us to do is just invite you to explore the world of deepening your connection to yourself, that connection to your soul, and the progression that it's seeking. So Julia, they can find you how?
JuliaTiffin.com, my website, and just pop me an email, pop me a Facebook message, get hold of me. We can chat, we can explore. My door is always open.
Thank you so much. And my website is innerradianceacademy.com. And we'd absolutely love to hear from you and what it is you're seeking and what your soul is calling for and how we might be able to support you in getting there.